Hey guys, okay, I want to explain the creme de la creme. We've been busy discussing how we're creating the best websites with the most objective content, totally unique images, top quality, second gen images, all that kind of thing. Now what? Because we're producing all this so we can take over everything, right? At the rate of like a couple of million web pages per week and rising that we can produce that are all top quality and top quality backlinking, top quality, and all of it relevant and on topic, and all of it using totally different templates and styles and layouts and everything. So, as far as Google's concerned, it doesn't matter if we happen to own all the companies that have all the websites. It's not Google's interest. What Google wants is unique user experiences. We're maximizing all of it, but doing it with the best standards that Google can ask for when it comes to everything: images, templates, um, you know, core web vitals, HTML validation, minification of everything, optimization of everything. And then the content itself being topical, on focus, related to other content pages, and ranking objectively for the front pages because we're reverse engineering what it takes to rank for a keyword and then producing our own version of exactly that page by page and then doing our unlimited tier one variations of it. Okay, now what? Well, if we can get tons of traffic to our websites, then what's the idea? That we're going to call a bunch of companies and offer to sell them the leads, right? Don't need to. That's the creme de la creme thing that I'm going to explain now. So, in a couple of quick parts, let me go through it. First, I want to explain this concept because this is really, really important. I want to talk about something I would call lead mining. Okay. What I mean by lead mining, let's start with Bitcoin mining. What do people do? They buy really expensive equipment, go stick it in really cold places. So they're trying to decrypt the answers to very tough equations so that they can create a Bitcoin and therefore earn a bunch of money. But it costs them like $40,000 in equipment and running, for 3 months or so to manage to decrypt one of those equations. And when that happens, they get paid back. How much? 40,000 to 60,000, something like that. So I don't know what it really costs them to run every month once they have the equipment, but it's not a ton of money. It's probably 20,000, maybe 30,000 a month they earn. It really just depends because the competition keeps picking up, so they have to keep running in there too. Yeah, got to get more equipment to keep up with the competition. So having said that, because everyone's going for faster and faster places, but they're further out and they're colder and all that jazz, you know that. Bitcoin mining has a huge upfront investment of time, effort, energy, and so on to figure out how to even get started. And then it's really hard to make a lot of money because it's kind of capped to what it can deduce, in the way of each equation it solves. Let's talk about something a little better, and that's what I call lead mining. By lead mining, I mean this. You can deduce how many people will do a search for a plumber in a metro area every day by just starting with basics. Step back and take a look. First of all, are there plumbers in the city? Yeah. Do they have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 17 plumbers working for them? Yeah. Well, they must be really busy, right? Right. Okay. How busy? What does that mean? Let's start with this. Say there are metro areas like a city with a bunch of surrounding towns. If you add it up, you get a lot of apartments and a lot of homes, and you have some millions of people living there. Let's say there are, I don't care, 500,000 houses in the greater metro area. I'm just throwing a number in the air. Now, how often does somebody need a plumber? Really? How often do you need a plumber if you're living in a house? Once every 10 years, say? Okay, there's a search for a plumber. By the way, apartments are searching for plumbers too if they don't have a standing contract, right? But let's just say that someone's searching for a plumber, okay? So if it's like 500,000 households in the metro area, and every 10 years, every single one of them searched for a plumber because something broke, on average. Sometimes someone will search for one more than once in 10 years. But that's, we got to get through all 500,000 houses in 10 years. That, if we divide by 10, that's 50,000 a year. If we divide that by, what do you want to say, 365? That's 137 houses a day. Okay. So like 120 to 150 homes are searching for a plumber every day in that greater metro area. One plumber could reach out and service probably all of them if you had enough people working for it, but that's not the way it works, right? It's a bunch of plumbers with a few people each, all working that greater metro area, right? So they all want those leads. Now, because the people have plumbing issues, they are forced to go online and do a search. So they are clicking through onto websites, looking for phone numbers, kind of reading who's cheap or who's available now, or things to think about, and can I fix it myself? All these different relevant topics that have to do with anything from sump pump repair, to sump pump cleanup, to hydro vetting, or there are all these different terms: hydro jetting, vetting, and everything else. All these different things that plumbers do. Lots of services, people hear about some of them, they want to jump ahead, and other times they're reactive, emergency plumbing, right? Having said that, you know that if you make a bunch of websites with top quality performing organic content for an area, and you're hitting need, greed, curiosity, and fear headlines, then Google loves it. And if the page is objectively built to be in the green for the right to rank on the front page at the top, okay? And you do that with a bunch of websites that are totally different, so we can show Google the smorgasbord and let Google pick and choose what it wants to put on the front page, keyword by keyword, town by town, city by city. And we do our backlinking through it all with relevant different websites, so Google sees all that power, right? What's our point? To saturate as much as we can organically to mine the leads. We want to create enough totally awesome content and variations of the verbiage that people are curious enough to click on these, they're fearful enough to click on those, they're greedy enough to click on these, and they need to click on those. And we want to do that for as many different terms and concepts as possible to mine as many leads as we can. We could get into paid ads and discuss that too, but we'll do that another time. Let's talk organics. The whole point is, once we throw it all out there, we start getting these leads for free. Do the locksmiths do that? Yeah. Our the dispatch center that we build all these websites for, people happen to call into a center, right, and talk to someone there and describe their issue. Because when it comes to locksmiths, they pick up the phone and call, right? That is the most common thing that somebody does. They could fill out a form, but most of them are stuck next to their car or house or office and they cannot get in. They pick up a phone and call. Okay, well, these guys have been in the game for so long. What do you think they do? They take the calls, and they have rooms full of people, like 175 on the first shift, 175 on the second, 50 guys on the night crew, who do nothing but answer the calls. What do? They take down the information, okay? The guy's got this kind of a car, whatever it is, a 2012 Toyota Prius with a broken ignition, lock or whatever it is. And when they take that down and they realize where the guy is, then they text all the locksmiths in that city, in the surrounding cities, the county basically. And what do they say? We've got this guy with a 2012 Toyota Prius with a broken ignition. Who wants the lead? Oh, so all the locksmiths get the text message at the same time. They got a clickable link they can click on. So many of them are going to read it and go, I don't have a part like that in my truck, so I'm not going to answer that lead. Forget about it. He's still going to be available for leads, but just not grab that one. But then some other locksmith's going to be, oh, I got that part. Bap. He's going to hit that thing to take that lead. In their case, what do? They split the invoice with the guy. But here's the point. How many locksmiths do they have to talk to land the contracts in order to text them all leads so that those guys will click buttons and say, I want that lead? The answer? No one. So these guys are texting the leads to all the locksmiths across the nation for all these leads they pick up on every minute of every day. And I mean it, like every minute of every day almost. A lead comes through, a lead calls, a lead comes through, a lead calls. It's every few seconds actually when I was showing that live feed when I was pointing this out, okay? It's some crazy amount of money that they're making from that. Revenue-wise, they're probably producing like 100 million to 250 million in a year. right? Absolutely huge amount of money. But how many locksmiths did they have to call to land a contract with? None. Have you ever done something like that? Probably. Have you ever gone like to Upwork or Fiverr and said, hey, I've got a video, I'm willing to pay this much and I need someone to do my video or something like that, right? And a bunch of people said, me, while a bunch of others said, not me, not me, not me, right? And the first couple of contact you probably went, okay, and you chose somebody, right? Well, what did the locksmiths doing? They're saying, who wants the lead? And the first one to grab it gets it. Nobody else gets it. Once the one guy locks in, he locks in. He's going to be the guy for that lead. Nobody else gets it. They didn't have to talk to anyone. They just offer leads. Companies are absolutely willing to take those leads and give them a call and see if they can lock them in. Not all the guys are going to turn into a sale. Maybe they're going to call them back and they're going to talk about how much it's going to cost. And the guy's going to be, well, no, okay, never mind, not for me. But companies don't care. They are happy to talk to a lot of maybes to get a few yeses because they got mouths to feed. If they can talk to maybes all day long to get a few yeses all day long, they're maximizing their cash flow and they're happy with that. So what do? We text all the guys in the county when a lead comes through, right? And we offer the lead cheap. Since we're going for organic hits on all these different industries that we have and all these different locations around the nation that we have, right? Then the biggest thing is that all these leads get texted to all these companies in their areas. The first one to claim it gets it. In some cases, like bigger things like roofers, more than one guy can claim because there's going to be a bid war there, naturally. How much do you think a roofer is willing to pay for a lead? How much do you think a Bowen therapist is willing to pay for a lead? How much is a homeopath willing to pay for a lead? The dollar amount's not so significant. What's significant is we can provide leads cheaply and offer them to everyone and let the guys who want to be in the game keep receiving the leads just to see which ones they want to grab. And it doesn't matter to us if Tom gets one on Monday and Bob gets one on Tuesday and Mary gets one on Wednesday. We don't have to have a contract with any of them. I will continue this in the next topic, and we're going to really extrapolate this creme de la creme, and I'm going to show you what the system looks like because we built it in the last 3 months. It exists now. It works.